Hello, today I welcome you to my world of watches, and in this video I'm going to show you another 5 great watches to look at during the 11/11 AliExpress sale. Let's see what it's all about. Yes, I'm yet again making a video about Chinese watches, and yet again I'm late, but I just cannot miss an opportunity to suggest some great timepieces to take a look at during this 11/11 sale. If you don't know, the 11/11 sale is basically the biggest sale on AliExpress, which starts on November 11th. So today, if I manage to film and edit this video on time, during the sale, the prices for a lot of different items go down, and it even includes watches. Sometimes the price can go down as much as $15, so it's a great time to buy a couple. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Chinese watches. I have a lot of them in my collection, so today we'll take a look at 5 more watches from different brands. I say 5 more because I've already made 3 videos regarding this topic, and they usually bring quite some new subscribers, so if you're new, welcome. Please consider subscribing. Okay, let's take a look at these 5 watches. So I tried to pick watches that I haven't mentioned in the previous videos, and in the first place is the Cadisen C8173. So this one is on the dressier side, although it's a little too big for a dress watch. Comes in at 42mm in diameter, so it wouldn't slide very easily under your cuff. I really like the simple aesthetics on this watch. You get a very clean dial with Cadisen written on top, automatic just below that, and then there's a date window at 6. Also you get raised indices and a quite nice set of rectangular hands. Also, what I really like is the blue seconds hand on the white dial variant. It matches with the color scheme. Also, there is a blue dial variant with all silver hands and the black dial variant with a red seconds hand. They all come with a genuine leather strap, but from my experience, they're not that great, and you might need to order a proper leather strap too if you decide to buy it. And this one is a good example of a budget spec monster. For your $50, you get a sapphire crystal, full stainless steel construction, a see-through case back, and a trusty Seiko NH35A movement inside, which is hacking, hand winding, and it has a 41-hour power reserve. This one again shocks me for how much value you can actually get for as low as $50, and I think you should definitely look into it if you like it. Up next is one of the most interesting watches that I've seen, the Boderry BDA001T. As you can see, this one is very impressive in terms of the looks, and that's not the only reason I included it in my list. I get a kind of a steampunk feel from it, and even though it's not something that I would usually wear, I'm quite attracted to this one. The skeleton dials quite often look cheap in watches, especially if it's gold. That's just my opinion, but this one has an intricate design with black, silver and gold colors filling each other in. The fox patina on the indices is also coming along very nicely with the whole design, and then the vintage strap finishes the whole look. Not only is it impressive in terms of design, but also in terms of specifications. The case is made out of titanium, so it's extremely light. On AliExpress it states that it only weighs 62 grams, and for a fully automatic 40mm watch it's extremely light. The dial is covered by sapphire crystal, and you get a Hangzhou 7500 high beat 28,800 beats per hour automatic hacking and hand winding movement. Then even more impressive thing is that it has a 72-hour power reserve. It's actually strange that you can get a proper 28,800 beats per hour movement with 72-hour power reserve for less than $150. In my eyes, it's a proper bargain and a great watch that will attract a lot of eyes. The third watch comes from a very well-known Chinese brand, the Pagani design PD1667. This one, as you can see, is a clear homage to the Omega Seamaster 007 edition. That is, of course, if you choose this color variant. There are others if you don't like this James Bond look. I especially like this white dial with blue accents one. And what I like about this Pagani design release is that it's not a full copy like the PD1662 and the PD1651 are, for example. This one has some features of its own. If I put the 007 release and this Pagani side by side, you can see that while it is based on the Omega, it has quite some differences, like the hands and the bracelet. The 42mm case size might not be for everyone, but it's an everyday watch and not a dress piece, so it can be a bit bigger. And again, it being a Pagani design, it has great specs for the money. For the $128 asking price, you get a full 316L stainless steel construction and bracelet, which has solid links and solid end links. a see-through case back, 100 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal covering the dial, and again the Seiko NH35A movement inside. This one is a bit more pricey compared to the other Pagani designs, but it's quite a new release and the prices might go down, but in my opinion it's again worth every single penny. The fourth watch is going to be another homage, the Steeldive SD1971. The Steeldive company, I believe they renamed themselves to Addies, is also focusing on making homage watches, this time to Seiko models, and I actually quite dig them. They do tunas, they do turtles, and this one is an homage to the Seiko Prospex Sumo. For the original Sumo you will be paying somewhere around $800 to $1,000, which is worth it, but it's still too expensive, at least for me. This one, however, comes in at $136. For that price to get a very nice looking watch, this one is a proper diver with 200 meters of water resistance, so you can easily take it to your diving adventures, even if it's desk diving. From the photos and videos I've seen, this one looks very good for the asking price, and yet again Chinese did their best to make this one very well spec'd. The bezel is ceramic, as I've said, you get 200 meters of water resistance. It also has a sapphire crystal and houses the now famous in this video Seiko NH35 movement inside. I am personally thinking of going for this one, I'm not entirely sure. Please tell me in the comments down below if you would want to see the review on this one, and maybe I'll buy it, who knows. The last watch will be from San Martin, and it's the SN081. This one I wanted to include to one of these lists for a long time, and I think it's time for that. And I can't take my eyes off of this watch because the design is just outstanding. Of course, it's not original design, it's based on the Panerai Radiomir California, but still it looks very good. As you can see, it has a bit more interesting case shape. I believe it's called a sandwich case, I might be wrong though. It's 42 millimeters in diameter, and now you can choose from two different dials. There's this Arabic numeral one and also with the California dial. I would go for the California dial personally. And also the nice thing that makes the dial pop out is the sort of a sandblasted finish. The color is the brightest in the middle and then it darkens as it reaches the edges. I really like this effect. The orange dial with an orange leather strap looks fantastic for me. And for the $126 you get of course stainless steel construction, and this time sadly it says that it has a mineral crystal on top. That might be a minus for some. But the good thing is that it uses a rather unusual movement, the Seiko NH37, which also hacks, hand winds, and has a 41-hour power reserve. And again, this one has 200 meters of water resistance, so you can go for a dive if needed. So there you go, here are all of my suggestions for the 11/11 sale. Again, I tried to show you that there's a lot of value to be found in these Chinese watches. They're usually very reasonably priced and are very well spec'd, so it's well worth checking them out. I will leave links to my other videos about Chinese watches in the description down below, as well as all of the purchase links if you're interested. And as always, if you have any sort of questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. And if you like my video, please leave a like and also consider subscribing and hitting that little bell so you'll get notified when I upload a new video. And now thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.